some kites flying here right on the front range of the Colorado Rockies in Fountain, Colorado, in this big park. And there's some families playing some football, doing family time. And I want to give you a little thought about families, a thought that you probably don't hear too often, as the idea of family in general is often pedestalized, and it's often thought of as something positive, something great, that, you know, the home is where the heart is. And there are all these sayings about how it's all about family, and family is just a good thing. Rarely do you hear commentary that family is not good for you and is actually a negative experience, despite the fact that many people in the world have very negative experiences as a result of just living in a family and having abusive relationships with their family members for a variety of reasons. I'll talk about right now over-validating families. So if you think about families, you have families who are over-validating, families who are under-validating, meaning that they never validate their children, and then normal families. Normal families, I don't think I really have to talk about much. It's just the system works well. It's reality-based. Family members give each other honest feedback about things, and they support each other, but they don't overdo the support, and they don't underdo it too. Underdoing it would be where they don't show any support where support is clearly needed or would be beneficial to some degree. Say, if you're graduating from high school, your parents showing up and your siblings showing up and saying congrats, that's normal. Over-validating would be for them to go to the graduation and say, you're the best student in the world, you're just amazing, we can't believe you did this, you achieved this incredible accomplishment of graduating high school. Although many people graduate high school, and it's really not that difficult a task. Anyhow, when people who come from over-validating families go into the public, it's a bit difficult. You'll see them as sensitive people. They're used to being told they're great all the time by their family, to an excessive degree. The degree in which the family validates them and tells them they're great is beyond what they really are. So they get this illusion of their greatness, but when they come out into public and they get regular normal feedback about themselves and their behaviors, sometimes it disturbs them, because the feedback they get sometimes in public doesn't match up with the feedback they're getting from their families. And that the feedback they're getting from the public is that some of their behaviors just aren't that great, and some people simply don't like them. They have a difficulty managing that, though, because they can't really understand how someone wouldn't like them if all their parents do is, and siblings do, is tell them just how great and wonderful they are, and never share any critical feedback towards them. Whereas in a healthy family, you're going to have critical feedback. You also have supportive feedback, but it's going to be reality-based, whereas the over-validating family is going to be constantly pedestalizing a person beyond reality. And so when these people who receive that over-validation go out in public and act as they do in their family in public, they seem childish and immature. And when they get called out, they'll become angry or pouty, or they'll get silent, and they'll turn into a child. They'll have very childish behavior in public because they don't know how to emotionally process this information that the way they're acting and behaving is annoying people. So that is one simple example of how living and growing up in an over-validating family environment can cause distress when you're in the public eye. And the solution to that is to recognize that it's happening, to recognize that your family is over-validating, and that's in many ways unhelpful, and to have reality-based friends who will shoot you straight, and to shift from being a sensitive person, sensitive to critical feedback, to just simply realizing that the behaviors that you've developed as a result of your family are the result of your family, and that you can just start developing new skills and new behaviors and just be more normal in public rather than more childish in public.